Marbles are one of the most familiar toys in the world. For many people, they bring back memories of childhood games played on the ground with small, colorful glass balls. But very few people know where these marbles actually come from. Most modern marbles are not made from brand new materials. Instead, they are created from discarded glass waste. Broken bottles, old food jars, and other glass containers that people throw away every day are collected and sent to recycling factories. Inside these factories, the waste glass begins a completely new journey. Through a carefully controlled industrial process involving heat, motion, and precise timing, the broken glass slowly loses its identity as trash. In this video, we will go inside a modern marble factory and explore the entire process. From piles of discarded glass bottles to millions of finished marbles, you will see how recycling technology transforms ordinary waste into something small, colorful, and surprisingly valuable. Behind these tiny objects is a surprisingly large industry. Every year, marble factories around the world produce billions of marbles for toys, decorations, crafts, and even industrial uses. Most of this production happens in countries like China, India, Mexico, and the United States, where large factories operate day and night to keep up with global demand. A single factory can melt several tons of glass every day. From this molten glass, thousands of marbles are produced every hour as the machines continue working without stopping. Although each marble is small, the scale of production is enormous. What looks like a simple toy is actually the result of a large and highly organized manufacturing system. And the journey of every marble begins with something people usually throw away: waste glass. When a bottle is inserted into the machine, sensors quickly scan it. The system checks the material, shape, and sometimes the color of the bottle. If it meets the recycling requirements, the machine accepts it and returns a small amount of money to the user. Once enough bottles are collected, recycling trucks transport large amounts of glass to specialized processing plants. Each truck can carry thousands of bottles in a single trip. When the collected glass arrives at the recycling factory, the first step is cleaning. Even though the bottles look empty, they often still carry dirt, labels, and small pieces of other materials. The bottles are placed onto large, vibrating conveyor belts. As the machines shake and move the glass forward, loose dirt, sand, and dust fall away from the surface. Next, workers and machines begin removing unwanted materials. Paper labels, plastic rings, and other visible contaminants are separated from the glass. At the same time, workers also separate metal objects such as bottle caps. This step is extremely important. Even a small piece of metal entering the melting furnace can damage the equipment or affect the quality of the glass. Within seconds, the once solid bottles shatter into thousands of sharp glass fragments. These small pieces of broken glass are called cullet. Using cullet can lower energy consumption in the furnace by up to 40%. This makes the recycling process both cheaper and more environmentally friendly. After the glass has been crushed into cullet, it must be carefully sorted. Not all glass is the same. Different bottles come in different colors, such as clear, green, or brown. If these colors are mixed together, the final glass product may lose its clarity. To prevent this, factories use advanced optical sorting machines. Within a fraction of a second, the system can identify the color and type of each fragment. If a piece does not belong in the correct group, a burst of compressed air quickly pushes it into another lane. This process happens extremely fast, sorting thousands of glass pieces every minute. The machines work continuously to make sure the cullet is separated with high accuracy. By the end of this stage, the recycled glass is clean, organized by color, and ready for the next step, mixing with other materials to prepare it for melting. Once the glass fragments are sorted, they move to the industrial mixing system. At this stage, the cullet is combined with several other important materials that help form new glass. The first material added is silica sand, which is the main ingredient used to make glass. Next, factories add soda ash, which helps lower the melting temperature of the mixture. Another material called limestone is also included to improve the strength and stability of the final glass. All of these ingredients are carefully measured before entering large industrial mixers. Inside the mixers, strong rotating paddles move continuously, blending the materials together. The goal is to create a uniform mixture where every piece of glass fragment is evenly combined with the other components. This ensures the glass melts smoothly later in the furnace. By the time this stage is finished, the material is fully prepared and ready for the most intense part of the process, melting inside the furnace. After the raw materials are mixed, the batch is slowly fed into large industrial furnaces. These furnaces operate day and night without stopping, because turning them off would interrupt the entire production process. Inside the furnace, the temperature is extremely high, usually around 2000 degrees Fahrenheit. At this temperature, the mixture of cullet, sand, soda ash, and limestone begins to soften and slowly melt together. As the heat continues to rise, the solid particles completely transform into molten glass, a thick, glowing liquid that flows like honey. The molten glass must remain inside the furnace for several hours. This allows trapped air bubbles to escape and ensures that the glass becomes smooth and uniform. Maintaining the right balance is very important. If the temperature changes too much or the flow becomes unstable, the quality of the marbles could be affected. Once the glass reaches the perfect molten state, it begins its next transformation, forming into small glowing droplets that will soon become marbles. Once the glass is fully molten, it flows steadily out of the furnace through a small opening at the bottom. This glowing liquid stream is extremely hot and ready to be shaped into marbles. Directly below the furnace, mechanical blades move back and forth at very high speed. These blades cut the flowing molten glass into tiny droplets, each the size of a marble. The size of each droplet depends on how fast the glass flows and the speed of the cutting blades. Under normal conditions, the system produces about 4 marbles every second, which adds up to hundreds of marbles every minute. After being cut, the glowing droplets are immediately guided into spiral-forming shafts. These shafts are specially designed to rotate, helping the hot glass roll and spin as it moves along the line. This rolling motion is the first step in giving the droplets their perfect round shape, preparing them for further cooling and shaping. After being cut, the hot glass droplets enter a system of rotating spiral shafts. These shafts spin continuously, causing each droplet to roll and turn as it moves along the line. The rolling motion allows the softened glass to spread evenly in all directions. The shafts are long enough to give the marbles time to harden slightly, locking in their round shape before they move to the next stage. At the end of this process, the marbles are smooth, round, and ready for colors, patterns, and final cooling. Once the marbles have formed their round shape, factories can add colors and patterns while the glass is still hot and soft. Special metal oxides are added to the molten glass to create different colors. Skilled operators control how much color is added and where it goes, forming stripes, swirls, or layered effects inside each marble. Because the colors do not fully mix together, each marble ends up one of a kind, with its own swirls, streaks, or cat's eye designs. After the colors and patterns are added, the marbles are still extremely hot. They need to cool slowly to avoid cracks and maintain their strength. The marbles are guided into large steel drums, which are strong enough to handle the heat. Inside, the marbles rest and cool naturally over a period of about 24 hours. This slow cooling, called annealing, allows heat to escape gradually and prevents thermal shock. In some factories, workers spray a thin layer of water onto the marbles during the shaping process. This quickly cools the surface, locking in the shape while the inside remains soft. Once fully cooled, the marbles are solid, stable, and ready for the final step: packaging. Workers use wheelbarrows or conveyor systems to gather the marbles and pour them into pre-measured sacks. Each sack is weighed carefully to make sure it contains the correct number of marbles. If needed, workers add or remove marbles to reach the exact weight. Finally, the packaged marbles are stacked neatly in the warehouse, ready to be shipped around the world. From broken bottles to organized sacks, the journey of the marble is nearly complete. Marbles may seem like simple toys, but their creation is the result of precision, skill, and careful engineering. From collecting waste glass to cleaning, crushing, melting, shaping, coloring, and cooling, every step is controlled with exact timing and temperature. Machines and workers work together to ensure consistency and quality in every marble. Whether made by machines or by hand, each marble is a tiny example of recycling, craftsmanship, and industrial efficiency. Next time you hold a marble in your hand, remember, it has traveled a long journey from discarded glass to a perfect, colorful sphere. If you want to explore more factories and see how everyday things are made, subscribe and follow to join us on the journey behind the scenes of the world's most fascinating industries.